All right, so you're getting ready for a brokerage firm director interview.
Wow.
It's a pretty big deal. We're talking about a position that combines high-level finance with intense leadership.
Yeah.
Think Wall Street.
Yeah.
But with like more strategy and client relationships.
Right.
You sent over RoleCatcher's career and interview guides for this role.
I did.
So let's deep dive into those and try to get you ready to just ace this interview.
Sounds good.
What's really interesting to me about this role is that it requires such a unique mix of skills.
It does.
I mean, obviously, you have to know the market inside and out,
Of course.
but you also need to be able to lead a team,
Right.
make these strategic decisions, and build really strong relationships with clients.
Yeah, it's a tough job.
It really is.
But the rewards are incredible.
They are.
If you can handle it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So before we get into the actual interview questions,
Okay.
let's just take a quick look at the big picture.
All right.
According to RoleCatcher's career guide,
Yeah.
what are the core responsibilities of a brokerage firm director?
Well, they oversee trading desks first and foremost.
Okay.
Making sure everything's running smoothly and efficiently.
Makes sense.
They also provide expert advice to clients on their trades, guiding them through the ins and outs of the market.
So really being a trusted advisor.
Exactly. And then, of course, they lead and manage their team, setting performance goals, fostering a culture of success.
It sounds like a really fast-paced, high-pressure kind of environment.
It can be, definitely.
Yeah.
But it's also an environment where you have huge potential for growth, both professionally and financially.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So high rewards, but also high demands.
You got it.
All right. So let's be real.
Okay.
You're listening to this because you want to crush that interview.
That's the goal.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's dive into RoleCatcher's interview guide.
Let's do it.
They've got 10 common questions
Mm-hmm.
that you might run into. We're going to break down each question, look at what the interviewer is really trying to get at, and give you some strategies for putting together an amazing answer.
And don't forget, RoleCatcher isn't just giving you generic advice here. Their AI can actually analyze how you answer these questions and give you feedback that's specific to this role.
I love that.
We'll talk more about that as we go along.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, question number 1.
Hit me.
What are your qualifications for this role?
Okay.
Now, that seems pretty straightforward,
Yeah.
but I'm guessing there's more to it than meets the eye.
There is definitely more to it. The interviewer is looking to see how your particular skills and experience match up with what this role actually requires.
Okay.
Don't just list off your credentials.
Wow.
Connect the dots for them. Show them why you are the perfect candidate for this job.
So instead of just saying, I've got 10 years of experience in finance,
Yeah.
I should focus on the specific accomplishments and skills that are relevant to this director position.
Exactly. That's the key. And this is where RoleCatcher's AI can come in handy. Their platform can actually look at the job description and recommend which of your skills and experience you should highlight in your answer.
That's really cool. That's really
That's
helpful.
pretty slick, yeah.
Okay, I'm feeling a little bit more confident already.
Good.
What's the next question?
Okay, let's go with how do you stay current with industry trends and regulations?
Okay.
This one's all about showing your commitment to always be learning. The financial world changes constantly, so you got to stay ahead of the game.
Right.
Yeah.
So with a question like this, I mean, I'm guessing just saying, I read the Wall Street Journal probably won't be enough.
You're right. That's not going to cut it.
Yeah.
The interviewer wants to see that you're actively seeking out information.
Okay.
Think about specific industry publications you read, conferences you go to, or maybe even professional certifications you've earned.
Right.
Maybe you've even written articles or given talks on industry topics.
Sure.
The key is to show that you genuinely love staying informed.
So it's not enough to just passively read things.
Nope.
You need to be actively going out and looking for opportunities to learn and grow.
Exactly. That's the key takeaway here.
Okay.
Now, let's say you're drawing a blank.
Mm-hmm.
You're struggling to come up with examples.
Happens to the best of us.
RoleCatcher's AI can actually suggest some industry resources and professional development opportunities that fit your profile
Okay.
and the job description.
That's amazing.
It's like having your own personal career coach right there in your pocket.
Wow. Okay, I'm starting to see just how powerful this AI can be.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
What's the next question on our list?
Okay, let's tackle a behavioral question. Can you describe a time when you had to make a difficult decision in your previous role?
Okay.
Now, with this one, the interviewer wants to see how you handle tough situations, how you analyze information and make good decisions even when you're under pressure.
So it's not just about the decision itself.
Nope.
It's about showing my whole thought process. Okay, so how do I pick a good example?
Choose a situation that highlights the skills and qualities that are most relevant to this director role.
Okay.
Things like leadership, analytical thinking, risk assessment, communication. Be specific, give details, walk the interviewer through your thought process.
Okay.
And of course, highlight the positive outcome.
I'm guessing a story about trying to decide between pizza toppings.
Yeah, probably not the best choice.
Wouldn't really work here.
Right, exactly.
Okay, so how can RoleCatcher's AI help me with this kind of question?
So RoleCatcher can look at your practice answer and point out any areas where you could improve.
Okay.
It can also recommend some other behavioral questions that are based on the job description, which helps you prepare for a wider range of situations.
That's amazing. It's like having a personal interview coach giving me feedback and guidance.
That's the idea.
I am really loving how tailored this platform is.
Yeah, they've really thought of everything.
They really have. Okay, before we move on to the next question, can we just do a quick recap of what we've covered so far?
Sure thing. So we talked about the main responsibilities of a brokerage firm director,
Right.
highlighting how important it is to have a mix of financial knowledge, leadership skills, and strategic thinking.
We also went through 3 common interview questions.
Yeah.
Talking about how important it is to showcase your qualifications, your commitment to continuous learning, and your ability to make good decisions under pressure.
Exactly. We also talked about how RoleCatcher's AI can help you tailor your answers, find helpful resources, and practice your delivery.
Absolutely. It's important to remember that your answers should be clear, concise, and really focused on what this specific role requires. You want to use every opportunity to show why you're the best person for this job.
That's right. Don't forget to use RoleCatcher's AI to polish your responses and really stand out from the competition.
I love it. All right, let's take a quick break, and then we'll dive into some more challenging interview questions.
All right, are you ready to tackle some more of those interview questions?
I am. Hit me with them.
Okay, this next one really zeroes in on your leadership skills.
Right.
How do you ensure that your team is meeting their performance goals?
Okay.
So here, the interviewer wants to get a sense of your leadership style
Okay.
and see how you motivate your team to succeed.
Yeah, this is where my experience leading teams in these crazy, fast-paced environments really comes in handy, right?
Absolutely. That kind of experience is gold.
Yeah.
So think about how you set clear expectations for your team, how you track their progress,
Okay.
how you give them feedback, how you keep them motivated.
Yeah.
Have you put any particular strategies or tools in place that have helped your teams excel? Be ready to share specific examples of how your approach to leadership has made a real difference in performance.
So if I, let's say, implemented a new performance tracking system that boosted the team's productivity, that's definitely something worth mentioning.
Absolutely. Yeah, tangible results like that are really impressive. Now, let's say you're not quite sure how to present your experience in a way that really fits this specific role. Well, RoleCatcher's AI can actually analyze the job description and suggest which leadership qualities you should emphasize in your answer.
Wow, it's like RoleCatcher has a tool for every step of the interview process.
It really does. It's pretty amazing.
All right, what's the next question?
Okay, let's move on to, can you describe your experience with financial analysis and reporting?
Okay, this sounds like a pretty technical one.
It is, yeah. The interviewer wants to assess how well you understand financial data and how well you can analyze and interpret it.
So I need to go beyond just the basics, right?
Right. A director-level position demands a much deeper understanding of financial analysis, risk management, regulatory compliance.
Got it.
So be prepared to talk about the specific software and tools you've used, your experience with things like financial modeling and forecasting,
Okay.
and your approach to evaluating performance.
So if I've used, let's say, Bloomberg Terminal or FactSet for financial analysis, I should make sure to mention that.
Absolutely. Highlight your expertise with those industry standard tools and show that you can extract meaningful insights from complex financial data.
Okay.
And hey, if you're feeling a little rusty on certain concepts, don't worry. RoleCatcher's AI can give you a refresher on key financial analysis topics that are relevant to this role.
Okay, that's a lifesaver.
It's pretty handy.
It really is.
Yeah.
What's next on our list?
Okay, let's move on to compliance. How do you ensure compliance with regulations and policies in your role?
Okay, compliance is obviously crucial in finance.
Absolutely essential, especially at the director level.
Yeah, so what are some key points I should hit in my answer?
Okay, so you really want to demonstrate your proactive approach to compliance.
Okay.
Talk about specific policies and procedures you've implemented, risk assessments you've conducted, training programs you've led.
Got it.
If you have experience with specific regulatory bodies like FINRA or the SEC,
Mm-hmm.
the ones that oversee brokerage firms in the securities industry,
Right.
definitely mention that.
So instead of just saying, I follow the rules, I should give them concrete examples of how I've actually championed compliance in my previous roles.
Exactly. Show them you're not just following the rules, you're leading the charge.
Right.
And, RoleCatcher can actually help you identify any industry-specific regulations or compliance requirements that you might have missed.
Okay.
Based on the job description.
Wow, that's incredibly helpful. Okay, what's the next question?
All right, this one focuses on risk management. How do you approach risk management in your role?
Okay.
Now, with this one, you need to show that you can not only spot potential risks, but also figure out how to deal with them effectively.
Yeah, risk is a part of every financial role, but especially in a brokerage firm setting.
That's right. It's a high-stakes game.
So how can I show the interviewer that I'm a pro at handling risk?
Share some specific examples of risk management strategies that you've developed and implemented. Okay.
Maybe you created a whole new risk assessment framework or led a really successful risk mitigation plan.
Okay.
Focus on the actions you took and the results you achieved.
Got it.
Show them that you're not just aware of the risks, you're actively tackling them.
Okay. And if I'm struggling to come up with specific examples.
That's where RoleCatcher comes in.
Mm-hmm.
RoleCatcher's AI can suggest some relevant scenarios based on the job description.
Okay.
It can help you remember those key experiences and articulate them clearly.
I swear this AI is like having a secret weapon for interview prep.
It really is a game changer.
It is. What's next?
All right, let's look at. Can you describe your experience managing budgets and financial performance?
Okay.
This question is all about assessing your ability to not just manage finances, but actually drive profitability.
Right. That seems like a core responsibility for any director-level position.
Absolutely, it's a big one.
Okay.
So, be prepared to discuss your experience developing and managing budgets, tracking financial performance,
and making those data-driven decisions that lead to better financial outcomes.
So I should highlight times when I successfully managed a budget, cut costs, increased revenue, or improved efficiency.
You got it. Quantifiable results are always a home run.
Yeah.
Did you put a cost-saving measure in place that streamlined operations?
Okay.
Did you identify a new revenue opportunity that boosted the bottom line? These are the kinds of things that will make you stand out.
If I'm having trouble putting numbers to my achievements, could RoleCatcher's AI help with that?
It definitely could. RoleCatcher can suggest ways to quantify your accomplishments and frame them in a way that really resonates with the hiring manager.
Fantastic. All right, what's the last question for this round?
Let's wrap up with, how do you ensure customer satisfaction in your role?
Okay.
In financial services, building and maintaining strong relationships with clients is absolutely essential.
Right, especially for a role like this,
Exactly.
where those client relationships can make or break deals.
They really can.
So how do I effectively communicate my commitment to customer satisfaction?
Okay, so highlight your client-centric approach.
Okay.
Talk about specific strategies you've used to gather feedback from clients, resolve issues, or maybe even go above and beyond their expectations.
Okay.
Maybe you implemented a new client onboarding process or created a system to proactively address client concerns.
So it's about showing that I genuinely care about understanding and meeting my clients' needs.
Exactly. That's the key.
And how can RoleCatcher help me prep for this question?
Well, RoleCatcher's AI can look at the job description and recommend any client-focused skills or experiences that are particularly relevant to this role.
Okay.
It can also help you refine your answer to make sure it aligns with the company's values and customer service philosophy.
Okay, wow, that's incredibly comprehensive.
It's pretty amazing what they've been able to do with this AI.
It is. Okay, we've covered a ton of ground here.
Yeah.
Are we ready to move on to the final part of our deep dive?
Let's do it. I've got a few more key insights and strategies to share that will help you seal the deal.
All right, so we've gone through a lot of those really tough interview questions.
We have.
But there's one that I think often catches people off guard.
Yeah.
And it's, what motivates you to work in the financial industry?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
It seems pretty simple.
It does.
But it's actually a great opportunity to show your passion and let your personality come through.
Right. It's your chance to let them see who you are beyond just the words on your resume.
Exactly. So what are they really looking for? with a question like this?
They want to see what makes you tick, what really drives you.
Okay.
Is it the intellectual challenge, the fast-paced environment, maybe the opportunity to actually make a difference in people's lives by helping them with their finances?
So being genuine is really important here.
Absolutely.
I shouldn't just give those generic answers like, I'm driven by success or I love a good challenge.
No, those are way too vague.
Yeah.
Dig a little deeper. Think about what initially sparked your interest in finance. Was there a specific experience or maybe a mentor who really influenced your path?
Right.
Share your story. Let your enthusiasm show.
Okay, and I bet RoleCatcher's AI can help me with this answer too, right?
Of course it can.
Can it analyze my response for things like tone and authenticity?
Yeah, absolutely. RoleCatcher can pick up on keywords and phrases that convey genuine passion and excitement.
Okay.
It can also give you suggestions on how to make your answer more personal and engaging.
That's amazing. All right, so we've now covered all 10 of the common interview questions from RoleCatcher's guide.
We did it.
Do you have any last words of advice for our listener as they get ready for this big interview?
It really all comes down to preparation.
Okay.
Immerse yourself in industry news, do your research on the company, practice your answers until you feel totally confident and comfortable,
Right.
and don't forget about RoleCatcher. Use their AI-powered tools to fine-tune your resume, tailor your responses, even practice your delivery.
It's like having a whole team of career coaches in your corner.
That's a great way to put it.
Right.
And one last thought I'll leave you with. Think about how your leadership style might play out in a fast-paced trading floor environment.
Oh,
Would it thrive under pressure, or would it need some tweaking?
okay.
Thinking about this will add that extra layer of polish to your preparation.
I love that. So what's the big takeaway here for our listeners?
It means they can walk into that interview feeling totally prepared, confident, and ready to showcase their best selves.
Right.
They've got the knowledge, they've got the skills,
Yeah.
and now they've got the strategies to really make a lasting impression.
Awesome. Remember, you've got this.
Good luck out there.
Good luck.